Hello, this is Rich, and today I'm going to be showing you an update to my RTS game, Cryengine 3 free SDK. It's not a tutorial, it's going over what I'm going to show you within the next few tutorials. I'm not sure if it's going to be the next one or the one after that, but it's going to be within the next two, I think. Next two tutorials, I think. Speech recognition. I've successfully integrated speech recognition, the SAPI 5.1 speech recognition software into Cryengine 3 SDK, all done by myself. And I'm going to show you some very basic use of speech recognition in an RTS type of game. I honestly probably wouldn't use what I'm about to show you in an actual game, as it would really have no use and probably hinder the flow of the game, because it would be easier to use a mouse and keyboard than to speak in words. But I am going to, I think, have speech recognition as an option. It's not going to be required, but it's going to be an option for those who want to use it as an extra bonus feature for speech recognition. And it's going to be used in such a way that's going to be helpful. One of the ideas I have right now is, while you're playing on the battlefield, issuing orders or building units, or doesn't matter what you're doing, you're going to be able to talk certain commands while you're doing something else. So that way you can accomplish like two things at once. You can be, using the mouse and keyboard to handle one part of the battlefield, and you can speak words to do other stuff on other parts of the battlefield, maybe stuff you can't see. Just for instance, let's say if you're in an attack up on one corner of the map, and that's all you can see is the corner of the map, and a notification says that you're being attacked down at the bottom right hand corner. You can say, let's say something like, go to where I'm being attacked, and it'll instantly put the camera to the people where you're being attacked. That sounds like something that would be pretty cool. It'd be quicker than using your any sort of way to getting down to where you need to go. So while you're, stuff like that, while you're doing something with the keyboard and mouse, you can also be doing other things, basically two at once. You can use your keyboard and mouse to do what you normally do in RTS, and you can also be speaking words to maybe make other commands at the same time. Maybe some of your houses or towns need food, and while you're sitting there, in a straight out battle on one corner of the map, and it says, well, you're low on food, you can just say, workers, go get food, and you wouldn't even have to move. You can still be in battle, and your workers down where they are could be going getting food. See, that would be a way that wouldn't be gimmicky, it would be a way that would actually help you out. You can be focusing on what you're focusing on, but in a way being able to issue commands without leaving your action that you're in. So let me just show you just an easy implementation. This is not what's going to be in the actual game, I assure you, but this is showing you that speech recognition I have done works. So let me just turn on my speech recognition up here by saying start listening. Start listening. And let me jump right into my game. I don't think you'll be able to see the screen, so give me a second. I'm going to find a way that the background of your speech recognition built into Windows will not interfere with your game at all by opening stuff like it just did. There will be a way where it won't interact with that. It will just interact with the game. But let me just show you something real quick. Let me open my tab here. And as I'm speaking, it's telling me it doesn't recognize words I'm saying, because there's specific commands that you can have. So let me just say, I have four basic commands currently to show off this little demo here, this little tech demo. And let's go ahead and say, select. There we go, that's what I said. Let me go ahead and say, go to destination. That closed out the Cryengine in an error, because that that command actually does something, and since there was the thing it's supposed to do is not loaded on the map yet, it ended up closing it out. So let me just hold off on showing you the commands until I get into the game. Alright. Alright, it shouldn't crash on me now. Alright. Select. Go to destination. And then I have another command here. Stop. Continue. Those are my 4 commands. I have select, go to destination, stop, and continue. And the commands are going to be speech recognition. I'm going to release this to the public in form of a flow graph for you guys here. I have created a flow graph node that outputs, you know, basic events and stuff like that based on what you say. That's all done through C++. Speech recognition obviously is integrated through C++. So I'm not going to use any mouse clicks at all because I'm going to show you unit selection and movement with just your speech. So let me go ahead and hover over this guy. Now I'm not clicking now, and I'm just going to say select. Well, I made a mistake here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shut my mouth because it's still in beta. I'm going to shut my mouth and I'm not going to say anything besides the commands I'm supposed to say. So just listen and you'll see. There's going to be no mouse clicks or anything. Select. Go to destination. Go to destination. Stop. Continue. Go to destination. Go to destination. Go to destination. Stop. And that is an error I need to fix. Sometimes when you say stop after you've issued a couple commands, he doesn't stop, or he stops only for a second. In my opinion, this is very cool. I think it's a huge achievement on my side. I'm very, very proud of myself. I hope you liked it very much. I will show you some C++ code in the flow graph and my flow graph in C++ as well. So let's just exit out of this. Stop listening. Stop listening. Let me exit out of that first. Stop listening. So let me go into my C++, again, using the Express Edition, and I have 3 more source files here. I got speech recognition.h, which I create a class called speech recognition, and then the functions it's going to have. This function updates the speech recognition software. This function initializes the stuff that needs to be initialized for speech recognition to work. Shut down basically erases all the memory it uses and shuts down the system. so Cryengine doesn't detect any more input from it. And then in the C++ file, I define the functions. I define the speech recognition initialize function, which initializes the speech recognition software. And I use my update to update the software. And what this does here is it basically checks if there's a positive recognition, meaning if it recognizes what I say, it goes ahead and it says, okay, what did he say? Did he say select? Did he say go to destination? Did he say stop? And then did he say continue? And then based on that, it does what's inside their respective scope here. So there we go with that. I also have a new flow graph node called speech recognition node. And this is in control of, let's just look over here, for outputs. Node has outputs. Said select, meaning selects the entity ID under the mouse, selects the entity under the mouse and outputs its ID when you say select. We have a said go to destination, which outputs the mouse's 3D position when you say go to destination. Note, you should also use this output to sync the AI go to node. Said stop is another output of that node. Outputs a trigger signal when you say stop. Note, most common uses would be to cancel a node. Said continue is another output on the node, and it outputs a trigger signal when you say continue. Note, most common uses would be to use this after a node has been canceled to resync or reactivate a node again. And here's all the info here. It activates outputs based on if we said select, and outputs these outputs here if we said go to destination. Blam blam. There we go. Let me register the flow node. Oops, I didn't mean to close that. So let me just close out of that and go into the editor to show you my flow node and how it's hooked up. Keep in mind, it took me, I think, last night, I looked at Microsoft, I think MSDN, and I looked at 2 tutorials from the same guy, from Microsoft, a Microsoft guy who did a tutorial on SAPI. I just did those 2 tutorials and figured out how to set up the speech recognition. And then I said, you know what, let me try to integrate this into C++ for Cryengine. And I did, and that's what I did today. So last night I saw 2 tutorials about it, and today, for about, 7-8 hours, I've been integrating it, and it's done. So I only spent 1 day on this, guys, so still a lot to go, but not bad for 1 day, you know what I'm saying? Please give me some ideas on how I could use speech recognition in an RTS game. You know what I'm saying? I want to know what you think would be cool to be able to use speech recognition for an RTS to make it not, queer, dumb, or stupid, or counterintuitive, and productive as well, kind of productive. Just give me some advice and tell me if you think this is cool or not. If I did a good job, please let me know. I would really appreciate it. You also saw these new houses that I made. I modeled and textured, and they're going to be destructible procedurally. I'm not going to use the procedural destruction. I'm probably going to create my own type of destruction. Probably pre-baked physics here, where certain parts will break off based on where they're hit. I think I'm going to create my own type of destruction with these my buildings, so I can get a nice, realistic effect. I'm being destructed here, but yeah, these are my my new houses, individually logged out. I think they're pretty nice, not too shabby. Not too shabby, okay. let's go to my flow graph. And this is my new node here, which can be added, add node, my flow node, speech recognition, unit commands. And I think all my speech recognition stuff that I'm going to be supplying to the public will be different types of nodes for using different types of things. Maybe different speech recognition commands for using with the UI. These ones are specifically, I programmed these in such a way in C++ that they can be used for really anything. Like this can be used to getting an entity ID, period. It doesn't need to be used with the AI goto node, but it can be used by getting an entity ID while hovering over something. And this can be used for getting the 3D position of the mouse, X, Y, and Z. And this can be like just a trigger. When you say stop, it'll just output a trigger. Continue, output. So you can use these basically. I programmed in such a way they could be general use, but they're really intended to be used with the unit commands with units. So if we hover over this, we have a helper, outputs commands based on spoken words. We have no inputs because these are all output based on what we say. So when we say select, we select the entity under the mouse and output its ID when you say select. And obviously, this is connected to the input node. So we have the entity that we want to move here. And said go to destination, it outputs the position we want it to go, which is the mouse position. And then we put a delay as well on this, so that 0.2 seconds later, it'll sync it up. Because I wasn't sure if we sent the position and the sync at the same time, whether it would know where to go. Because I thought maybe it could sync before it knows its position, or try to move here before it knows its position. So what I did was I just put the position first, waited 0.2 seconds, and then output it sync. When we say stop, it goes ahead and it cancels the operation, so it stops moving. And when we say continue, it also syncs it up again, so we can start moving to its last known position. That's pretty much it. Pretty cool. So I hope you guys really liked it a lot. Please let me know. I'm excited to hear your responses. I'm also very excited, more importantly, to hear what kind of uses you would like to see in an RTS game. Obviously, I'm a single guy with a dream, and creating, a game that I hope is going to be really popular and fun to play. But I also, unlike some major corporations who have a lot to handle besides public relations, I want to know what you guys want. You guys are going to be playing this game when it is released, so I want to know what you guys think would be cool for RTS type of speech recognition. So please, if you have an idea for how speech recognition could be used in an RTS game, let me know, and most likely it will be implemented into the game. You'll be able to play the game and say, yeah, that was my idea. So please, thank you very much, and comment.